Good afternoon, Raven County. Well, as I promised when we were talking to Cecil Thompson, we were going to come over and have a separate session, and so we're here to do that with Libby Matthews, who's the artist who Cecil talked a little bit about, and we are here in your studio and your art lab.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, let's start with some of the simple things. What's your story with Raven County?
20 years ago, I made a life-changing decision. I moved from Atlanta to this Raven County, and little did I know how much that move would influence my art. These mountains, the lakes, I had a small lake cottage, seeing the reflections in the sunrise and sunset just increased my love for the landscape, which is still my love today.
Well, it's not uncommon to hear about people being inspired in different ways, shapes, or forms. But in particular, your medium of art, if you will, and the types of things that you typically...
I work in oils, and I mostly paint landscapes. But in the winter, when it's too cold to be outside painting, I do a series of still lifes, usually in the winter. But actually, the older I get, I don't go out into the field as much as I used to. I'm allergic to bees, and by the time I haul all my stuff out there, I'm tired. And so I can work from a photograph and memory of having been to this specific place, and knowledge of, just it takes a little bit of time to be able to do that. But
yeah, well, a lot of people that are familiar with your work probably recognize some of the ubiquity of the canoes, and I think in particular the red canoe is somewhat a signature of yours. What inspired that?
My good friend died of breast cancer, and I painted her beautiful little electric boat, and I was so angry that she died so young that I ended up smearing it, and I made it into a canoe, a red canoe. And I just thought it was too emotional to put on the wall because it just was my guts right there. But I decided I'd bring it to Timpson Creek for a week.
Right.
And Cecil hung it and hung one oar right above it. And it sold that very day. Okay, so then the next red canoe was when my youngest son was deployed to Iraq. And I did the canoe slightly going away. And then when he came home, so it was, all the canoes were inspired by an event, not always good events, but they have the energy of something extra special. I just can't paint a red canoe. To paint a red canoe, it comes from a deeper place.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, as a veteran, thank you for your sacrifice as a family member. As I've often said,
I went to Iraq with him.
Absolutely. I don't think people realize that sometimes, but that's absolutely the case. So, and do you typically just create a work based upon inspiration, or can people actually commission you to do particular works?
Absolutely. And I love that, and I'm getting better at listening to the client, what they see, what they feel, and integrating that with how I look at the land. And after talking, I feel as if I'm painting authentically, not to please them, but to please me, and it pleases them.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, I felt I lost myself doing commissions because I didn't listen to my voice. But now I do listen to it. I listen to theirs too.
Yeah.
And work with that. And if they don't like it, it's fine. Somebody else will.
It's like a duo. Or
Yeah.
I like it very much. And then you've been here at Timpson Creek Gallery, which for the folks that don't realize it, right in front of the gallery, just sort of come
On the
around
long side.
to the west side,
Yeah.
and we got a little video of the walk.
And Dwayne's upstairs. So it's usually hammering and sawing and everything, sand and, there's no, and then sawdust coming down.
We're lucky that he's not here
right.
today, right? That's the only good thing about Dwayne being gone, is that it's not noisy. So, and you're working on something right now?
This is an old piece that had a boat in it. And the boat I painted it out. And
wow.
So now I'm not sure about the composition, but it's just up for, I got to study it, sit back and look at it for a while.
Yes.
Oils are so forgiving. You can paint over anything, start again.
Yeah.
So.
Well, your work is lovely,
Thank you,
and we
Marcia.
appreciate your time. It's great to be here in the studio and the lab. And you actually teach?
In the art lab the studio is where people can come and experience a working studio. I have demonstrations, workshops, lectures, critiques. I like to listen and help people redefine what they want to do and help them to get on the road to their own art.
Yeah.
And I have a printing press over there. I majored in printmaking, and I've had one 4th grade, now she's 5th grade student who comes on Fridays, and she's very talented. It's lovely to have a young artist.
Yeah, quite a range. And are they all artists that work in the same mediums you do, or is it a broader sort of set of?
It's usually oils.
Okay, mostly oils. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. I act like I know what I'm talking about, but I understand enough to be dangerous. One other thing occurred to me. If someone would like to get in touch with you, what's the easiest way to do that?
Call Timpson Creek.
Okay, just call Timpson Creek?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then are you out there on social media, any place that you can be found?
No, I'm on Facebook for just me. I don't, I'm not a very good self-promoter. I mean, my little sister might take that over though, any minute now. But generally, I just paint.
Yeah.
And things seem to sell, or people want what I paint, so.
It's not hard to see why. It's beautiful. It's really an honor to be again here with you today. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, Raven County, as promised, we delivered with Libby Matthews. So come to Timpson Creek Gallery and check out some of her fantastic work.
Come to my studio anytime.
Yeah, I was going to say they can come back here. So yeah, even like a little field trip. See you next time, Raven County.